Chota Jadugar story in English. Lightning was flashing in the carnival grounds. Laughter and humor were reverberating. I was standing near that small fountain where a boy was silently watching the people who were having sharbat or cold drinks. A thick cotton rope was laying on top of his torn kurta around his neck, and some playing cards were in his pocket. There was a line of patience on his face with serious nostalgia. I don't know why I was attracted to him. Even his absent mind, there was a perfection in his face. I asked, "Hi, what did you see in it?" "I have seen it all." Throwing bangles, hitting the toys, arrow pierce numbers. I found it good to aim at toys. The magician is absolutely useless. Better than him, I can show the cards game, he said with great pride. There was no hindrance in his voice. I asked, "And what is on that screen? Have you been there?" He said, "No, I couldn't go. Looks like a ticket there." I said, "Then come on. Let me carry you over there." I said to myself, "Brother, we are friends today." He said, "What will you do after going there?" "Let us hit the shooting." I agreed with him and said, "Then let us drink juice first." He shook his head agreeably. Even the winter evening was getting hot. There with the crowd of humans. Both of us went to shooting after drinking sherbet. On the way, I asked, "Who else is in your house?" He said, "Mother and Babuji." I asked, "He didn't stop you from coming here?" He said, "Babuji is in jail." I asked, "Why?" He said, "For the country," he said proudly. "And your mother?" "She is ill." "And you are watching the spectacles?" A laugh of contempt broke on his face. He said, "I have gone out to show, not to see the spectacles. If I will take some money, then I will give food to my mother. I would have been more happy if you had given me something by not making me to drink juice." I started looking at that 13-14-year-old boy in amazement. "Yes, I tell the truth. Babuji, mother is ill, so I didn't go." I asked, "Where?" He said, "In jail." When some people watch sports and spectacles, then why should I not show magic to get my mother's medicine and fill my stomach? We both reached the place where the toys were hitting from the aiming ball. I bought 12 tickets and gave them to the boy. He turned out to be a solid shooter. None of his balls went blank. The onlookers were stunned. He collected 12 toys, but how to pick them up? Some were tied up in my handkerchief, some were kept in his pocket. The boy said, "Babuji, I will show you the spectacles. Come out." He turned to escape. वह 9-2-11 हो गया. I said to myself, he changed so quickly. I turned around and came to the pan shop. After eating pan, I kept walking around for a long time. People started coming up and down near the swing. Suddenly someone called from the top, Kurasal, from the top, "Babuji." I asked, "Who?" "मैं, Chota Jadugar." In the beautiful botanical garden of Calcutta, I was having refreshment with my colleagues in the shade of thick trees on the banks of a small lake filled with red sorrel. Things were happening at that point. The same little magician appeared, a khaki bag of charkhane or checks in hand, clean underpants, and half-sleeved kurta. My handkerchief was tied on the head with a rope of yarn. He came in his swagger and swinging in his gait and said, "Babuji, namaste. Can I show you game today?" "No, we are having refreshment right now." "Then what song will be played after this, Babuji?" "No, you." I was going to say something very harsh in anger, but my wife said, "Show me, dear, you came at right time." I felt silent because there was a sweetness of mother's in my wife's voice in front of which nobody can be stopped. He started the game. On that day, all the ties of the carnival started playing their parts in his game. The bear began to celebrate. The cat started crying. The monkey started rolling. The doll got married with Kanaguda. The Kanaguda came out. The acting was happening only because of the boy's verbosity. Everyone burst out laughing. All the cards turned red. Then everything turned black. The string of yarn around the neck was joined piece by piece. Lattu was dancing by himself. I said, "Now it's done. Pick up your game. We two will go now." My wife gently gave him 1 rupee. He jumped up. I said, "Boy," said little magician. "That's my name. This is my livelihood." I just wanted to say something when my wife said, "Well, what will you do with this money?" "I will eat full of dumplings first. Then I'll take a cotton blanket." Now my anger has turned. I started thinking very angrily at myself. Oh, how selfish I am. I was jealous of getting 1 rupee from him. Didn't I? He greeted me and left. We went to see Lata Kunj. In that small artificial forest, the evening was beginning to dawn. The last ray of the setting sun was bidding farewell to the leaves of the tree. There was a calm atmosphere. We were slowly going towards Howrah by motor. The little magician used to remember every now and then. Then he actually found a hut near a hut with a blanket on his shoulder. I stopped the motor and asked him, "How come you are here?" He said, "My mother is here now. She has been thrown out by the hospital people." I got down from motor. When I saw the hut, the woman was trembling. The little magician put the blanket from the above and clinging to her body and said, "Ma." Tears came out from my eyes. The big day off has passed. I had to reach my office on time. I was tired of Calcutta, still on the go. There was a desire to see the garden once. Simultaneously, the magician also appeared, even more so, walked down that day because I had to come back soon. It was already 10 o'clock. I saw that in that clear sun, the little magician's theatre was decorated on the roadside. Stopped the motor and got down. There the cat was crying. The bear was gone to celebrate. The wedding was ready. Despite all this, there was no ray of happiness in the magician's voice. When he was trying to make others laugh, he used to tremble like himself, as if he was crying. I was watching in the amazement. After the game was over, he saw me in the crowd after collecting money. It was as if for a moment it was energized. I patted him on the back and asked, "Why haven't you played your game today?" He replied, "Mother has said that you come fast today. It's my last hour." He said in a nonchalant manner, "Even then you came to show the game?" I said with anger, "The measure of man's happiness and sorrow is his own instrument. He compares with its proportions." The same familiar disdain broke out on his face. And in saying something more, as if he was feeling humiliated. In a moment, I realized my mistake, throwing his bag in the car and making him sit too. I said, "Come on quickly." The driver started on the path shown by me. Within a minute, reached the hut. The magician ran and entered the hut, calling, "Ma, Ma." I was also behind, but it was her last breath. She raised hand to hug her son, but she couldn't. "Just beg," she told, and her weak hands rose and fell. The magician was crying, wrapped around her. I was shocked. In that bright sunshine, the whole world, I realized the reality of life.